The menstrual cycle. Menstruation is the monthly flow of blood from the uterus. It is counted from the first day of your period after the first day of the next one. It occurs in women from puberty to menopause, or the time in a woman's life when menstruation stops. The average length of menstrual cycle is usually 28 days. The process is controlled by hormones secreted by some endocrine glands. The menstrual cycle is divided into 4 phases: menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulation phase, and the luteal phase. Menstrual phase or period is a period where menstrual cycle starts and lasts for an average of 3 to 7 days. The unfertilized egg cell from the previous menstrual cycle and the uterine lining that was not used will be shed from the vagina. Period blood is usually a combination of blood, mucus, unfertilized egg, uterine lining, and tissue. Next is the follicular phase. This phase starts from the first day of the period, overlapping with the menstrual phase until ovulation. This phase lasts an average of 14 to 16 days. The pituitary gland produces follicle-stimulating hormone or the FSH to produce a mature follicles, small sacs in the ovary that contain an immature egg cell. Out of all the 5 to 20 follicles, only the healthiest oocyte will remain immature. This will then signal the estrogen in the ovaries to thicken the uterine lining in the preparation for the egg being fertilized. Next is the ovulation phase. This phase usually occurs around day 12 to 14 or midway through the cycle in the menstrual cycle. The pituitary gland releases luteinizing hormone or LH, which causes the release of the mature ovum from the follicle. The mature ovum will then signal and travel down to the uterus to await fertilization by sperm. Lastly, we have the luteal phase. This phase lasts an average of 14 days. What happens here is when the follicle releases the mature ovum, the follicle then changes in the corpus luteum. Corpus luteum releases progesterone. There is an increase in estrogen and progesterone in order to keep the uterine lining thick in case of the egg being fertilized and pregnancy occurs. If the pregnancy does not occur, the corpus luteum will be reabsorbed back by the body. The decreased level of these hormones will then start your menstrual period, and the menstrual cycle begins again.